Hey, it's me, your boy Blue Getsuga, and today I'll be going over some spicy tech cards you can use in today's format. And this is going to be like my fifth video I record today, so bear with me. First, we have Dimension Shifter. Works really well against combo decks, and it forces your opponents to stop. For example, if you face spirals, they would have to think twice before constantly sending their cards to the graveyard because then they'll just be banished. And you won't have to worry about them setting up the sleeper as well as, that combo on you. And they can't really abuse Master Plan at that point. Also, you got Spooky Dogwood. Probably not as helpful, but if you activate this and your opponent starts going off, there's a chance it can buy you one or two more turns for you to, turn the entire duel around. Pseudo space, because terraforming's at 1. Pseudo space isn't that great, but it's probably a decent one of depending on the field spell. And then you have pop up. I think this card might become good in the future. Might, not sure. If your opponent controls a card in their field zone and you don't, activate a field spell from your deck. Then we have Pinpoint Landing. It's a very underrated card, but I guess in some cases you can argue that it's slower than Supply Squad or Supply Unit or something, but I think this is a good card, especially in decks like Mech Knights or Kaijus, decks that like to special summon from the hand a lot. Especially in Mech Knights, just activate this card. It's another card in a column, and you can just special summon your Mech Knight and draw a card. Poison of the Old Man. This can help you chip away your opponent's life points or help you gain tons of life points. I like how this card functions. I just hate seeing it, especially when I'm facing off against Mystic Mind players. Screw you guys. And then we have My Body as a Shield. You have Lightning Storm running around and all these cards that pop, especially on your turn. My Body as a Shield can easily negate those things and also destroy those cards. So I think My Body as a Shield is a very underrated card. I remember when Zodiacs were running amok. This was a card I side, so I didn't have to deal with the Trident. It's cool. Dark Rule No More is a really good going second card, especially against combo decks now. But people don't run it as much, but I think it's still deserving. I think it's still deserving of being used or sided. I just put this here because OCD, and we have Action Magic Full Turn. This card basically doubles battle damage. It doubles battle damage in battles including 2 monsters. So if you have a card that, does a lot of damage when it attacks an opponent's monster or, does piercing or something, especially double piercing, you can activate this card and essentially OTK or just hit your opponent for massive amounts of damage. And the cool thing about this card is it can actually get itself back. If this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent to the graveyard, you can discard one spell, set this card. And because it's a quick effect, you can also do this on your opponent's turn, so you can have it ready on your turn. Not that amazing, but it's an interesting card that I might try to experiment with. Next we have Get Out. Here's a decent movie. But as for the card, it's really good, especially with Master Rule 5. Around the corner, you can bounce 2 monsters special summon from the extra deck. So it's like Compulse, but a little bit better. Oh, and Compulse, because Compulse is underrated. Waking the Dragon. Waking the Dragon's a really cool and interesting card, especially in decks that are very hard especially decks that have trouble summoning their boss monster, like Dino Wrestlers. That's why I run 3 of them in my Dino Wrestlers, because Konami made it really hard to summon this. Plus, it also punishes your opponent for, getting rid of it. So that's always nice. And I think people should try to run it more often, especially with cards like Lightning Storm running around. This card, I kind of forgot what it does, but I think it allows you to special summon a monster from your extra deck. I only knew about it because of Mega Capital G. Each player reveals one face-down card in their extra deck, and if both cards are the same monster type, send that monster to the graveyard. And if you do special summon your card, then if both cards have the same original type and attribute, your opponent loses life points equal to their card's attack. Otherwise, you can send this card to the graveyard, and if you do, your opponent special summons their card. I'm not sure why I put this here. Looking at it, this card sucks. Probably because of OCD. Anyways, Pinpoint Guard. It essentially buys you another turn. This card is very underrated. Set it, your opponent attacks, activate it, summon it level 4. It cannot be destroyed. Level 4 or lower. It cannot be destroyed, and you could just use it to do whatever you want on your turn. Excuse me. But I get that battle traps are very, very slow. Unfortunately. We have Wiretap because screw evenly matched. And also screw those back row heavy decks. We have Iron Wall because almost every deck banishes to activate certain effects. As the ban plays on, you can basically just wreck Exceeds the base decks. And you can also mess with rank 4 Luna Lights. Assuming you open this card and also go first. And then we have Dimensional Barrier because with Master Rule 2020, Master Rule 5, Master Rule 4.5, whatever you want to call it, this card will most likely see play again. And my favorite card to use in Zodiac, Dimensional Slice. I love this card. I loved playing it in Zodiac. When a monster is special summoned to your side of the field, except during the damage step, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, banish that target. If the summon is an Exceed summon, you can activate this card right away. And one thing I would really like to do in Zodiacs would be to set this card, normal summon the Zodiac, Exceed summon, and flip it up. And sometimes it just bamboozles my opponent. Because they couldn't just read the last line. Sometimes. But anyways, it's a decent card, and even if you don't have a way to Exceed summon right away, set it. And then you can special summon, like let's say you have a way to special summon a monster on your opponent's turn or on your turn. On your following turn, you can just flip this card up and banish whatever monster you want. And yes, this card is very slow, but I like the artwork and I like the practicality it has in decks like Zodiac. Anyways, that's all I got right now. I just have the Ghost Girls at the bottom because, again, OCD, and these two because they're the only Tsukinoko cards that I know about. And I like this cryptid, so I just put it here anyways. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what kind of attack cards you like.